Absolutely. Well, our day's just getting started. It's 9 o'clock in the morning here.
Oh wow, you must be over on the East Coast then.
Close enough. Yeah, we're Central Standard Time.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say, because New York's not quite that bad, is it? Not quite that distant.
No.
Well, yeah, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon here, and after this, I'm logging off.
You watch out. That's wiggly too when you're getting off then on that. I would. Is there a stepping stool? Can you step on and press go on that? Or no? I feel like that thing was way wiggling.
Oh, yeah, we can.
We're just getting our studio set up as well.
Okay.
But yeah.
I was like,
Our Missouri time is where we're at. We're in Missouri or Chicago. Oh, we're live. What up, everybody?
so just doing something techy your end.
Oh yeah, no, we're ready though. We're ready to go.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Right, well, Trey, there's a few things I need to run through with you before we get going.
Okay.
So let's get on with those. Given you're saying the word studio, I'm guessing I don't need to say anything about noises or anything like that.
We should be all set on drop back noises. We have a directional microphones that we use, and you should be all good.
Heaven. Some of the people I interview have terrible audio, so that's a real bonus. Okay, so the audience of the podcast are e-commerce business owners, marketers, and wannabes from all over the world. The UK and the US are kind of fighting it out for most number of listeners, and then it goes to Australia and then all over the place. Most of them are online-only businesses or bricks and clicks.
Probably want to make sure they can hear on live. This low volume on the site.
Platform thing. And they're looking
Like you
for
can hear it?
ideas
See
and
how it's low?
reassurance about their path.
It's not loud. I'm not thinking here.
The main thing.
Okay.
So we're not digging for dirt, which is kind of the general e-commerce story, really, is what we're after. The interview's going to take somewhere around the 25 to 35 minute mark. From the one sheet I've seen and all the topics you can cover, I've got a feeling we're going to get closer to the 35. But we'll be well wrapped up within the hour.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Okay. Cool. Now, do I pronounce your name Trey Lewellen?
Yes, that is right. Pronounce it beautifully.
Excellent. I have lots of friends called Llewellyn, but they have Y's, which
Oh yeah.
confused me for a little while. But you know, I can cope with the E's. That'll be all right. Okay. And you've seen the questions. You all good on those?
We are good. We are good on those. I only saw a few, or whatnot. Oh, I guess we are live. Okay, cool. So yeah, no, those questions are good.
Okay, cool. Then the only other thing I need to do is, before we start, well actually no, there's two things I need to do before we start. One is just to say that this is going to go live in September.
Okay.
That is kind of an open secret, so if we need to mention the fact we're recording in July and it's going live in September, we can. If we don't need to mention it, we won't. Hopefully that makes sense.
We won't mention any dates.
Yeah, basically don't say today is the 5th of July. That'll be all good. That would be a really weird thing to mention in a podcast. But yeah, just don't go there. And then the other thing is I'm going to read you the intro I've got of you, just so you can tell me if I've got anything wrong, if I can bump it up. In your case, it's probably all right because I took most of it from the information you've sent me. Right. So I've got Trey Lewellen has spent the last 4 years building an e-commerce business that sold $20 million of product in 2016. That includes building an email list of over 1.1 million subscribers, including 300,000 buyers, via which he makes $10,000 a day selling products to repeat customers.
There you go. Sounds good to me.
I kind of grabbed all the numbers, basically.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. We'll give the listeners some really nice tips on e-commerce because you have some pretty in-depth questions here, which is excellent. Like they're starting their e-commerce business. What's the best thing to do, and yeah, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah, I kind of looked through your one sheet and it was like, my God, we could do something on every single one of those. So I just thought if I just take my normal approach and we'll dip in and out of those various topics which are on there, and if that's okay with you, then that's what we'll do.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. I'm ready. And I'm ready when you are. We'll go with it, and we'll make the best podcast you got. What number is this? This will be number what for you?
This will be number 120.
120. All right, that's a perfect number.
It's quite a pretty number, isn't it?
It's a beautiful number.
Okay, right. Well, look, Trey, what I'm going to do is I record right from the very, very beginning. You're a pro at these, so it's not like that's going to phase you. You will know when to come in because I'm going to say, "Hi, Trey."
All right, and it's Chloe, correct?
It's Chloe, yeah.
All right.
I had a call with someone yesterday who persisted in calling me Seahole, which was quite a weird one. I know people type it wrong that way, but I was like, this is interesting. I shall be Seahole for this call. They're not getting any business from me, but I'm not sure that was entirely down to the name thing. Anyway, I'm waffling now. Right, I'm going to get everything synced up and we will dive in and hopefully have a bit of a laugh.
Okay. Ready to go live.
Hello, Masterplan world. Welcome to our latest podcast. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all out there listening. I'm Chloe Thomas, creator of the eCommerce Masterplan. As you probably know by now, I'm an author, speaker, and advisor focusing on e-commerce business strategy and marketing. Back in episode 108, weeks ago, I was chatting with Dan Fagella of Science of Skill, who built his 7-figure e-commerce business on a not-so-common platform, Infusionsoft, which most think of as just an email sending platform. Now, I know a lot of you really enjoyed that episode because it was such a different approach to the same thing many of you are doing, shifting products over the internet. So this week, I've got a special guest who's built their highly successful e-commerce business on another not-so-common platform. So I'm going to introduce you to our special guest today. Trey Lewellen has spent the last 4 years building an e-commerce business that sold $20 million of product in 2016. That includes building an email list of over 1.1 million subscribers. Man, what I could do with that. And including 300,000
a lot
on that list. Via that list, he makes $10,000 a day selling products to repeat customers. That was repeat customers, everybody. So that's all I'm going to tell you up front. We're going to dive into so many topics in this podcast. I know it's going to be awesome. But all it means right now, what I need to do is I need to say, hello, Trey. How you doing?
Hello, welcome. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
Oh, I'm excited to have you on the show too. So, Trey, I've given like the most briefest, purely kind of number-packed intro of you ever. So could you please let the listeners know a little bit more about how you got started off in the world of e-commerce?
Absolutely. So, well, first off, I agree with you. You can definitely do a lot with 1.1 email subscribers. That is just an amazing trait to have. But I guess the biggest thing, like, I don't want people to catch that off guard where they take a step back from this podcast, like they check out because they're like, oh, I don't have 1.1 million. This is not going to be, I can't gain anything from this. And the thing they need to realize is we started with one email. We started with one Facebook like. You know, we started with one person who was interested in us. And over the last 3 years, we've built it to that. So it's taken time. It wasn't a get-rich scheme. It wasn't a made money overnight plan of action. It was, you know, a long foundation build. And so that's the biggest thing to know as we kind of go down this venture and this recording here that we're going to have a lot of fun with.
That is an awesome point to make. Yeah, please, people who don't have a million on your list, please do stay tuned in. And so Trey, how did you get to the point where you decided to set up that Facebook page, set up that email capture, and grab those very first pieces of data? What led you to that point?
That's a very good question. That's a long-winded question. I'll try to keep it short. Basically, what was going on was I was selling insurance, wasn't happy. My brother was going to law school. He was going to become a police officer, which he was really excited to do because he got to do like two cool things, which was, you know, always carry a gun and turn on those wonderful blue lights and pull people over. So he was excited to do that. But I thought like there was something that I felt deep inside, like we could do something different and maybe together. And realistically, like what was in the back of my mind and at the core was I didn't want to see him come home in a casket. Like that is a very real fact of police officers. And they protect, they serve, and man, it's a risky job for what they get paid. And me knowing this, like getting into marketing, online marketing, I was like, wow, there's such a new world that no one knows about. And it'd be really cool if somehow we were able to tackle that and have fun with it, but also lead with passion. And from my side, like my passion is just the marketing aspect. Like I just love the entertainment of marketing and selling, the art of selling. And with him, he's passionate about guns, firearms, ammunition, survival, prepping, and things like that. So I called him up and I was like, hey, curious, would you ever think about not becoming a police officer and working online? And he laughed, and it took about 4 months for me to convince him to come on board. And we started about 4 years ago by building a fan page, because we said, hey, let's just see if there's anybody else out there that has the same ambition, the same passion as he did, and still does, which is guns and ammo. And we started a fan page, and we started with 1 like. We got to 2 likes. We got to 10, and then 1,000, and then it led to 100,000, and then now today we're over like 300,000 likes on our fan page with a growing audience. But the thing is it started with 1 like. It started with one person being as excited as we were about that passion, and that's kind of where that bond and that mold happened, where we fed his passion through my marketing ideas and concepts.
It sounds like those 4 months were really worthwhile, the persistence of persuading your brother to come and play.
Yeah.
But I would imagine right now that everybody listening is just ridiculously curious about what your business actually is and does, because we've kind of evaded that subject, haven't we? So you're in the US. Do you sell purely to the US?
We can only sell to the US, mainly because of the items that we sell, which is firearms, ammunition, things like that. Like we can't ship a gun to China. We can't ship a gun to Africa. All that is guarded by the law, and we are restricted by that. So
I suppose that would make you an international arms dealer, which would make this a completely different podcast.
We would definitely be having a different conversation for sure. We'd be like, you'd be watching the what was that, War Room, or what, not War Room, but what was that movie that just came out?
Lord of War, the one with Nicolas Cage.
War, yeah, it was something like that, where they go out and they go to Africa and they source like ammo, and then they bring it back to the U.S. and they sell them China ammunition, which is illegal, and like all this crazy stuff. So, but anyways, great movie. But yeah, so that's exactly what we do. We create an army around that. But I think what's the coolest thing is being able to build a tribe. And we've done that over the last 3 years, slowly. Probably not the best way. Like, there's people out there that I'm jealous of, and this is like, holy smokes, like your tribe is way more reactive than ours. And I think a lot of that comes with the people who we have as customers. Is they're more of people who don't really want to show their guns, right? They're in survival mode. They're in protection mode. Like, they're not going to go out and say, look at all these guns I have. Like, that's just calling for, a disaster. And so we have to play with that, and we have to make sure that we amend to that. And that's kind of been a learning curve for us to see, okay, we know that they're reactive, we know that they're watching and listening to us, but they're not going to be like giving us praises every day, being like, yeah, we have guns too, kind of thing. So that's been an interesting concept. Now, how we got them was something else, right?
I was just going to say, I suppose if they're kind of not behind closed doors, if they're kind of like subtle gun carriers.
Yes.
Then it's not like they want to be sharing guns all over social media, is it? Because that would rather defeat the point.
That is, yeah. They don't share guns on social media. If anything, they'll talk about their rights.
So how did you go? Given it's not kind of like that member get member social media sharing thing going on. How did you manage to grow the audience?
So we did it with loss leaders. So a loss leader, a really good, easy way to think about a loss leader is, I was in China one year, and so we go to China to source our products. And I'm sitting down with this guy, and he runs massive retail stores in the UK, United Kingdom. And it's like, he had like 300 stores or something like that. And so he's buying containers of like all this different stuff. And I was like, dude, how do you get like I know how I get customers online, but how do you get customers in your store? And he's like, oh, we do what are called loss leaders. I was like, okay, well, explain that more to me. He goes, well, we'll put on our ad, 100 salt and pepper shakers for $1. When it costs him $3 to even purchase those, he sells them to consumers for $1. But they see that in the ad, they know it's a great deal, and that gets the consumer inside, and he knows that everybody who walks in his door spends on average a cart value of $50 to $100. Kind of like when you go to Walmart. Like every time I go to Walmart to buy shampoo that's like 50 cents, I walk out spending $100 for the shampoo somehow. It's like, I don't know how that happened. But he knew the same thing, and I was like, holy smokes, that's really cool. That's the same concept we use online, which is, we call them free offers or freemium to premium offers. And basically what we're doing is we're using items in such a way, and using them as loss leaders to say, hey guys, are you interested? Like are you interested in gun oil? We sell a lot of gun oil, and we call it our tactical honey. And we'll sell tactical honey to our people, and that's an easy way for them to raise their hand. Because, like Chloe, I don't think you would probably buy tactical honey from me, but maybe the guy down the street would, right? That is into guns. And so that's a huge thing, because I don't want Chloe's in my database, because you're not someone who's probably going to be a prepper or a survivalist or anything like that. You're more of online marketing and podcasting, and that's a whole different audience. Versus what that allows me to do is get people to raise their hand who are interested in firearms and ammo.
Because that's one of the really important things about a loss leader, isn't it? It's like you don't want to put a loss leader out there that in your business it wouldn't be a mug, because a mug isn't going to separate and attract the right customer. You know, anyone might want the free mug, but the free gun oil is going to be wanted by someone who's actually got a gun. It's
definitely more direct. I will say, however, that we've done mugs, we've done T-shirts, and T-shirts not only convert really well for us, but then our upsells convert even more powerfully. And I think the thing is like when we talk about T-shirts, we probably should go a little more deeper into that. Like a mug, like obviously if it's just a mug, yeah, correct. But if it's what's on the mug. So if it's like, I believe in my Second Amendment rights, then that mug is going to be someone who is a gun person versus just selling like a black solid mug. Yes, correct, totally. That's like a broad audience. It's the saying on the mug that represents who that person is. It's a status change. And when someone can use an object to change their status, then that propels them forward into our culture.
So let's dive in a little bit more into what happens after you've done that freemium product, because I want to kind of get into a little bit of a discussion on the platform that you sell on, because I think that will surprise a lot of people, but also the theory of funnels. Because in my experience, a lot of e-commerce businesses, they don't really think funnel. They think email sign up, welcome campaign, if you're lucky, sell something, try and sell something else in the future. But it's literally as loose as that. That is their strategy. Whereas your funnel strategy is a lot more clear cut, isn't it?
Yeah, so a funnel does 4 things for us. One, like if you don't even know what a funnel is, an easy way to think about it in hindsight would be it's a reverse cart. So instead of like Amazon where you put everything in, like I want this, I want this, I want this, and then it's like checkout, and then you put your credit card in. Well, a funnel is just the reverse of that. It's like, I'll take this item. Okay, what's your credit card? Oh, it's this. Oh, okay, did you want this and this and this? Yes, 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 right? We're going to charge your card 1 more and 2 more and 3 more times. So the sell is more prominent throughout the sales process. The average cart values are higher, typically, is what we've seen.
So this is a funnel which happens right there and then?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
As the customer's experience.
Yep. Yeah, we sell. So I get a lot of people who kind of contact us and they're like, well, I'm on Shopify. Like, why would I ever use a funnel? And ironically, it's so funny, is just a couple days ago, I was on a mastermind call and I was talking to a guy who came aboard and he was on Shopify. And I was like, hey man, tell me what's going on with Shopify. He's like, dude, you're not even believe this. Like, I went from a 15% conversion on Shopify, which I was like okay with, to now using these funnels, the platforms that you've directed us to he was at like a 50% conversion on the cart. Like, it was insane. Mm-hmm. And usually when I work on someone's Shopify store and switch them over to a funnel, I can usually 2.25x to 2.5x their cart value, going from a Shopify platform to a funnel platform. And so that right there changes the game.
Yeah, that's a huge shift in terms of profitability on the marketing spend, let alone anything else. So talk us through what one of these funnels might look like from the consumer's perspective, because I imagine a few of the listeners are struggling to get their heads around this because it's a bit of a leap from where they're currently sitting. Yeah. So okay, let's talk about one of our big funnels, which was, let's say, like the flashlight funnel. So we're known for the G700 funnel that went out about 1.5 years ago now, and almost 2 years. So with the G700 flashlight, what we did was we sold the flashlight, and that's it on the sales page. So if you have a product such as a necklace, such as a coffee mug, maybe you're selling pens, whatever it is, and we sell just that on the order form. Okay, so it's like, hey, grab like a mug. Let's do mugs. And so you can grab 1 mug, 2 mugs, 3, 4, 5, or 10. And that's one thing that a lot of people miss, is they only sell like 1.
Like even like I got some guys selling a necklace right now, and you would think, like Chloe, yourself included, you would think women would only buy one necklace of the same thing. Like, why would they buy more than one? I don't know. It's a crazy phenomenon that happens. But they do. They absolutely do. And we look for a number, it's about 1.2. And that's a special number for us. We've recorded that on the Unstoppable Cores that's on our website. But what I talk about in there is that magical number of 1.2. When you're below it, you need to charge less. When you're above that number, such as 1.6, you need to charge more. So it's a really good gauge to see like where you're at in pricing. But what we see...
And is that 1.2 number of units per customer?
You got it. Perfect.
SKU.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. So, and we're trying to raise that. I think I can get... I've created this equation called the V-curve that it's insane, but I haven't like proven the theory quite yet, so I don't want to like release it, but it's amazing. And so it's getting people to buy like 3 units. It's insane. So, going through the cart, what we do is we push that through the front end. And then as soon as they buy like 1 necklace or 2 or 3 or 10, however many they buy, the first upsell, the one-time offer, the OTO, right? The first thing that we show them is more. Crazy, I know, but it'll get you a 10 to 20% conversion every day, every single day.
We're talking literally, you've just gone, I want this product, add to basket, next page is buy more of this same product.
Yeah. Every funnel that we push has that exact same. When we sell oil, and they will buy 10 ounces of oil, and then the next page says, hey, do you want some more oil for 20% off? 20% say, yes, I do. They can't pass up the bargain. It's like, it creates this like hard stop in your brain where you're like, like if I don't do this, I'm losing money, right? So I have to spend money in order to not lose money. It's amazing. My a coworker Bob talked about this where he went to, we have a store here in St. Louis, Kohl's, and he was at Kohl's, and they bought $100 worth of like shoes and clothes or whatever, sliced their credit card. The lady's like, do you want your receipt emailed to you or printed? And he's like, emailed. And they're driving away. This is how good Kohl's is. They're driving away from Kohl's, and boop, an email comes on, and it's from Kohl's, and it says, turn around right now and use this coupon included in this email to save 30% off your entire purchase. And they turned around. They went back to Kohl's and spent more money with that coupon that they just landed in their email inbox. Like, how amazing is that right there? And so the same thing that we're doing here, it's like, all right, OTO1, right? You're like, hey, we want to give you a discount here, 20% off or 10% off on more of what you just purchased. And that gets them a 20% purchase, a 20% uptake on that exact funnel. You already got the credit card, so all they have to do is click one button, and boom, it's purchased.
So then, is that it, or does something else happen in the funnel after that?
So what we like to do is we like I said, the funnel does 4 things. Okay, the biggest couple things is, the first thing is obviously it's getting you contacts, right? Like that is the biggest thing. Is we're building our database, and what we like to do is we usually use like a squeeze page on the front, which means it's squeezing people into emails, or with ClickFunnels, that's what we use, the platform, it's amazing, to where we use what's called a 2-step order form. And what that 2-step order form does is it only shows like the contact information first, and then they have to click a button. The next page shows how much quantity they want, and then the credit card input information. But what is so fan-freaking-tastic about that is you are not only now just getting the email, I'm getting phone number, email address, first and last name, and shipping address. Chloe, how many times have you gone and walked to your mailbox and it's empty this week?
None.
Your mailbox is full?
Well, I'm signed up to an awful lot of retailers. So
oh, well, okay, hold on. Maybe let's take that back. As a guy, I don't get any mail. So like I guess the spouse might be getting a ton of mail, but my mailbox is usually empty like 2 or 3 times a week. Like I get nothing. And so I see that as like direct marketing space that's not being used up. So I get extremely excited just to get the mailing address because I don't see that being utilized as well as it could be. But what's more cheaper is that phone number and the email address, because then you can start doing like text campaigns. You can do slide broadcast campaigns where you auto dial someone's phone number and leave them a voicemail, and so it looks like a missed call happened and it's a voicemail from Chloe, right? Like, hey, this is Chloe. just wanted to check up on how the e-commerce platform is doing for you. If you're still interested in using my coaching program, I'd love to talk with you. Sorry I missed you. My callback number is blah, 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 blah. And then you auto send that out to, 2,000 people and make your phone ring off the hook.
Nice. So you've got that that's not squeeze page, you've got that funnel set up. So you're getting the contact details as they make that first purchase decision and the money.
Mm-hmm.
You're then getting that first purchase, then you're getting that extra quantity on the original product at the discount.
Yep.
Is that it?
No, absolutely not. There's so much more.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Yeah, so basically, why we're doing the upsells is because of the loss leader. Like, we have to make up that cash, right? And since it's a physical product on our end, we have to not only make up the cash for the physical product, but we also have to make sure that the shipping is covered, the overhead is covered, the return rate is covered, the whatever else is in there is covered. You're pretty much your COGS, right? Your cost of goods. And so what we look at is what is that cost, and then we try to make sure that the funnel generates that amount of revenue to at least make it a break-even funnel, if not better. So our course is always break-even or better, which means that we are getting not only free email contacts and phone numbers and addresses, but we're also building revenue that day. Because you mentioned earlier where like people are out buying, like trying to do email campaigns and opt-ins and then hoping that in the next 5, 10, 2 months, 3 months that they're making that money back. Our goal is to break even or better for day one, and then the following months is pure profit. So to answer your question, the next OTO is pushing them into continuity. And when I say pushing them into continuity, it's not forced continuity, it's not hidden continuity. It is in your face. This is a subscription, okay? So what we do is we usually like to invite them. A lot of people, here's the thing, is a lot of people on this call might not have a continuity platform yet. They might not even have like a membership area yet because they don't know what to build. And when we mentor people, I say the easiest thing to build like today is the VIP groups, like a group, a forum that they can